Hey guys, welcome back to Everlasting Summer. So, on the last episode, we found out that we're going to share the cabin with Olga Dmitrievna, the Mademoiselle. And so, let's continue this game. After stretching lazily on the bed and yawning, I started to recall the previous day. In a few seconds, all its events passed before my eyes: the bus, the camp, the local inhabitants. No, that's just wrong. Not this whole situation. Not me being here. It was wrong by default. My attitude towards what was happening was wrong. Because yesterday I fell asleep here just like that. And before that I chatted nicely with the local pioneers. Even managed to crack a few jokes. How could I act like that in such a situation? I should be frightened, startled by every little rustling, should avoid all contact with the potentially hostile creatures. The last day's events were getting hazy, like I had a hangover. This really feels like the morning after a heavy drinking party. Yesterday's natural, flawless, absolutely normal conduct becomes a nightmare in the morning, a grotesque illustration from the Divine Comedy. Yes, it's just like that. And I can't change the past now. Then again, I had probably assessed the situation and was acting accordingly. I glanced around, trying to figure out whether I had been thrown somewhere else, but Olga Dmitrievna's cabin looked the same as yesterday. Everything seemed to be in its place, except for a pioneer uniform, which was hanging from the bed hat. I fumbled with it in distrust and tried it on. At least this is better than walking around in winter clothes. They're trying to make you into one of them, and this guy is scared of that. Wish I could see myself, but I look like a clown. And for that, I needed a mirror. At least a tiny one. Isn't there like no mirror here? I finally found one on the wardrobe door. Holy! I look at the newfound pioneer and jump away in surprise. There was some teenager on the other side of the mirror. So he only just noticed now that he's a teenager. He resembled me, but he wasn't me. Where did the weak stubble go? Where were the bags under my eyes, the slouch, that deathly fatigue on my face? It seemed that I had not been thrown back in time or into a parallel reality, but instead had simply changed bodies with someone else. Wait, what? So this is not you in the past, it's like another person's life, is that it? Right, that's real simple. Such things happen every day. Yeah, tell me about it. I took a closer look at this stranger and only then I realized that it actually was me. It just wasn't today's me. Maybe the one from between my school and university years. Wait, really? Well, at least that's something. There you go. The person in an extreme situation did fail to notice the elephant in the room after all. So he really did went back to time, huh? But the camp leader noticed it, and last night she told me off for her addressing her without proper respect. Ah, screw that. I doubt my appearance affects anything else. If the clock was not lying, breakfast was long over. Oh well, I'll try to find something in the canteen. It worked out well yesterday with Slavia, didn't it? Those memories made me smile involuntarily. The sun was shining brightly outside, a light breeze was blowing. A beautiful summer day. I had not felt so good in the morning for several years. All problems were gone, vanished into clouds that were white as snow. Olga Dmitrievna came out of nowhere. Good morning, Semyon. Morning. I smiled, doing my best to show that, no matter what, my morning was indeed good. You only arrived yesterday, so I decided not to wake you up, but breakfast. Never mind, here, take this. She handed me something wrapped in paper. What, sandwich? Judging by the only oily stains, there had to be sandwiches inside. Oh, really sandwiches, okay. Oh, thanks. Now go wash yourself. But I need to eat this first before I take a shower. I was about to leave. Wait a second. Olga Dmitrievna quickly went into the house and came out to shove a small bag into my hands. Inside it I found a toothbrush, soap, a small towel and something else. I did not look too closely. A pioneer should always be clean and tidy. Let me do your neckerchief properly this first time. Yours is askew. You should do it yourself once you learn how to. This is a pretty weird ribbon thing. Do we have to? I'm going to wash myself now. Yeah, right. It could get a hook on the tap and strangle me. Fine, later then. And don't forget about the lineup. Pencils, paper, drawing lines. You don't forget such things. Wait, what lineup? What do you mean what lineup? She frowned. It's Monday today. Yeah, and so? Weird, by my approximation it should have been Sunday. Then again, a shift in the day of the week is hardly the worst thing. Usually we have lineups early in the morning before breakfast, but it's Monday today, so we are having it at 12 o'clock. Don't be late. Alright, but where? At the square, where else? There was no reason to argue. I headed to the bathing place. Oh. So pioneers bath together, huh? I knew I could forget about separate showers and toilet, but at the sight of this malfunctioning symptom of decaying socialism, a funny turtle with tin shell, towel taps and a ceramic belly, I felt sick. I was not a squeamish person, but nevertheless, standing there I realized that there was still some minimal level of habitual comfort which I found it troublesome to do without. It's often like that. When you lose things that you thought were ordinary and common, you suddenly understand just how essential they were. Ah, screw this, as if I have any choice. Oh, so you take a shower in a sink. The water was ice cold. While washing my hands was not an issue, washing my face and my mouth became a big problem. There was no toothpaste in the bag which Olga Dmitrievna gave me. I could brush my teeth without it, but there was a small round box wrapped in the towel. Tooth powder. Cute, 1 point for me being somewhere in the past. I washed myself quite quickly, also due to the ice cold water. Someone was coming quickly, or more like running towards me. I turned around. Oh, it's her. It was Slavia dressed in a tracksuit. This girl would probably look good in anything. Pioneer uniform, bikini, probably even a spacesuit. Hey there. Ohio. What, you're Japanese? I mean, what's up? Good morning, yeah. Oh yeah, real smooth. I'm a womanizer. Why didn't you come for breakfast? I overslept. I say it as if I was proud about it. But Olga Dmitrievna gave me some sandwiches. Oh, great Dan, don't forget about the lineup. Yeah, sure. As if I could forget. Right, I gotta run, enjoy yourself. She waved goodbye to me and disappeared around the path's bend. Looks like it's a couple of minutes until the lineup. I should quickly pass by my home to drop off my washing bag and eat the sandwiches, and then head to the square. I swung open the door of the camp leader's cabin and rushed inside as I jumped into the last car of a departing train. It didn't turn out to be the best idea because inside I found Olga Dmitrievna, who was changing. Oh yeah, baby. I froze on the spot, trying to not to breathe. Finally, the camp leader noticed me. Semyon. I look away immediately. Have you heard of knocking? Now get out. Oh, we can see the view? Man. Yeah, that was real clumsy. Although I did enjoy the sight. I did not because I can't see anything. Olga Dmitrievna followed me out in a minute. Here, take this. Now it is your home too. She handed me a key. I put it in my pocket. Home. Of course, if you disregard how fantastical the current events were, this camp was far from being the worst place on earth, but to call it home. Just after one day spent here, I doubt I'll ever be able to do so. Alright, let's go, we're late. But what about the sandwiches? Just eat them on the way. We were passing along the lines of the pioneers' cabins while I was tucking into the ham sandwiches, and Olga Dmitrievna kept on talking and talking. She was buzzing like a game of Operation with Parkinson's. But I cared about nothing but the food. Understood? What? You weren't listening. Sorry. Today is the first day of your new life as a pioneer. And you should do your best so that it becomes a happy life. Ah, yeah, definitely. I'm serious. A pioneer has many duties. Great responsibility is conferred upon him to participate in social work, to help his juniors, to study and study and study again. We here are all like one big family. And you will become a part of it. So are pioneers still like common nowadays? Yeah, a part. I'd even sign a party membership card if it could save me from listening to this nonsense. I hope that after your term here is over, you'll keep the most pleasant memories about our camp. Memories that will last your whole life. And when will this term end? Why do you keep asking silly things? It's not silly if you don't know. It seems I won't get any information from her. A shame, really. This world appears to be so friendly, but it never bothered to introduce itself to me, which makes it really sus. Perhaps now I can take things somewhat easier than yesterday. What if all of this is just hallucination, and he didn't actually go back through time? It seems like I have some unspoken ceasefire with it. It isn't trying to hurt me, but I'm forbidden from asking questions. Of course, the situation isn't a pleasant one, but what can I do about it? A bad peace is better than good dispute. The most important thing for you now is to make the best of the time you will spend here. I'll do my best. Honestly, I was very tired of this conversation. It would be good to know where that here is. But we came to the square. The pioneers were already lined up. What, did somebody not hear yet? Nope, all here. She looked around at her brave pioneer troops. Alright, go stand somewhere. Weird. Why did she tell me there are no more sleeping places? Oh, that's... Wait, who's the one with the black hair? While the chief was running her mouth about our plans for the week, I stared at the people. A few houses away from me stood Electronic, a little further, Lena and Slavia, and at the end of the line, Ulyana and Alisa. Everyone I had met was here. No, how about the black hair? Olga Dmitrievna spoke about some competitions, and I turned my attention to the monument. Genda. I couldn't remember any revolutionary with a similar name. He had a weird posture too, as if he was looking around with distrust, maybe contempt or even disdain. Probably some local leader. Daydreaming again? Slavia brought me back to reality. Olga Dmitrievna stood nearby. Still remember the plan for the week? The plan? I will never forget the plan. Perfect. What plan? Remind me. She looked at Slavia. Did you bring it? Yes. Slavia handed me a piece of paper. It's a checklist. Here are 4 tasks to check off. Do it all today. Before you start, sign up for a club. There are some clubs in the clubhouse and a musical club in a separate building. Then visit the infirmary. And finally visit the library. Got it. Yes. The checklist seemed like a good chance to find out something, since I had to go to places I haven't been before. Then come on, start right now. What about lunch? You just ate, right? Don't worry, I'll bring you more sandwiches. The checklist is more important. Sandwiches, so witches in the sand, huh? Good luck. They departed too fast for me to ask anything else. Missed breakfast, now miss lunch too. This ain't good. Maybe I'll manage it in time somehow. Lunch starts at 1 p.m. Then again, if I'll go there, I might miss a place from the checklist. Okay, it's too early to go to the canteen anyway. Oh, I need to choose? Okay, let's go. Let's check out the clubhouse first. I went to the clubhouse. To tell the truth, I never really liked extracurricular activities. At school, I used to find an excuse to skip extra class. At university, I had no interest in participating in the student council. I wasn't interested in boxing, aerial modeling, or sewing. So I came here just to check off that box. Nobody was there. I found myself in something like a hut of a junior robot enthusiast. There were wires and simple printed circuits scattered everywhere. Chips, and on the table proudly stood an oscillograph. I heard voices from another room, and then two pioneers appeared. One was electronic, the other one was a nerd. Hi Samyon, we've been expecting you. It seems he knows everything about everyone. Why were you expecting me? Well, of course, because you came to sign up to our cybernetics club, didn't you? He didn't let me answer. Nah, spare me from your nerd stuff. And this is Shurik. He's in charge here. I assume there's only 2 of you in the club. Well, you can say that it's 3 now. Shurik came up to me and assertively offered his hand. His face was somewhat familiar. Welcome to the club. Yep. Now I'll show you around. Make yourself at home. Guys, I just wanted to check this place out. We're always welcoming new members. He said it in such a way that the anthem of the Soviet Union suddenly started playing in my head. It's amazing, I even remember the words. In the first grade I had a textbook with the lyrics in the back. No, I just wanted you to sign my checklist. Yep, you sign up to the club, we'll sign your checklist. He grinned. I was getting ready for a long and boring argument, but then I heard someone enter. I looked back and saw Slavia. Ah, Samyon, I hope they're not giving you any trouble. She narrowed her eyes, looking at the future of the motherland's robotics industry. I know this too, they can. Well, you know, actually I just need to get my checklist signed. I decided to take advantage of the situation. No problem, give it to me. Slavia took the paper and marched up to Shurik. Sign it. Hold on, we're not done yet. No, you are done. You're done, sign it now. She gave Shurik such a threatening look that it made him lose every possible objection. He wrote some squiggles on the checklist. I thanked Slavia, and I moved on in a mellow mood. So now, the infirmary. What's the point of visiting the infirmary? My health was fine, the fresh local air clearly did me some good. I felt fresher than usual, but I just have to visit it. I entered. A common infirmary, like my school doctor's room. Oh, why hello there. Your eyes though, why is it different color? A middle-aged woman sat at the table. Obviously, she was a nurse. She gazed intently at me, assessing me while continuing to write something. Well, hello, pioneer. So she got a Sharingan in her right eye, huh? Said the nurse without being distracted from her work. Good afternoon, ma'am. I have something. Sit down, please. I look around the room. On the couch. Oh, I sat down. Strip, what? She said all of it with an even tone. What for? Are you interested with me? To inspect, to auscultate, to check on your health, you know. Yeah, whatever you say. By the way, my name is Violetta, but you can call me Viola. She turned to me. What are you waiting for? Strip. But I have no health issues, I've got this. I neatly gave her the paper. Later. She took this stethoscope off her neck, seeming like she intended to prop me with it. But then someone knocked on the door. The nurse answered unwillingly. Come in. In a moment the door opened widely and electronic rushed inside. Hello, I fell during the football game. Nonsense, of course, I'm okay, but Olga Dmitrievna. There was a massive bruise under Electronic's eye. I doubt that this could be a football injury. Sit down, I'll have a look. Did he get into a fight with someone? She said to him. And you, pass me your checklist. The nurse quickly signed it and continued. If something hurts, come to me immediately. Pioneer. I decided not to answer and went out, closing the door behind me. Man, that was one playful nurse. The nurse is surely something else. Let's save library for the last. The music club, a small one-level building, was located some distance from the other camp buildings. I opened the door and entered without hesitation. There were enough instruments for a whole orchestra here. Drums, guitars, even a piano. I spent some time looking closely at every instrument, wanting to guess the time period they were from, but suddenly I heard a crawling sound coming from underneath the piano. What the... Is that you, Miku? A girl seems like she was looking for something. She was standing on all fours in such a suggestive pose that I hesitated to speak at first. Excuse me. Ah, who's there? She tried to stand up, but the bottom of the piano prevented her from doing so. With all due respect, girl, I can see your undies. Ouch. She staggered out. Sorry I scared you. It's nothing. Oh, you got a checklist. You must be new here. Yes. What? It's really Miku? Okay. I see what you did there, Gabe. No, really, I'm serious. Nobody believes me, but it's my real name. My mother is Japanese. My dad met her when he was building... Well, it wasn't him who was building, he's an engineer. And he was working on a nuclear power plant there. Or a dam, or a bridge, whatever. She was talking so fast she swallowed half of the words she tried to pronounce. That's what I do sometimes. I'm Semyon. Great, want to be in our club? It's only me here now, but it will be two of us then. Do you play anything? When I became antisocial, I brought the guitar and learned a few chords, but then I forgot about it, since I quit everything that required more than a couple of hours to learn. You know, I wasn't planning to do anything like that, really. Oh, it's okay, I'll teach you. Maybe a trumpet, for example. How about violin? I know it all, honestly. There was no point in arguing with the orchestra girl, since there was only another cascade of words waiting to blast at me. Hey, I'll think about it. Can you just sign it for now? Yes, sure, give it to me. Be sure to come around. I'll sing too. I sing too. I'll sing you some Japanese folk songs. Or maybe if you're into that, something more contemporary. Sure, thanks, gotta go now. Of course, come anytime. Okay, I did not expect to see a Japanese woman here. The end of her sentence stayed inside. It might be nice to hang around with a guitar in the evening, but in such company. I turned to leave and came face to face with Alisa. She eyed me suspiciously. Why did you come? The checklist. Got it signed? Yes. Then move it. What? What's your problem, man? Alisa went inside and I hurried to leave the place. I read the last one. Actually, I love reading, but spending my days in the library under the current circumstance was well beyond my scope. So I better hurry up with this checkpoint. As I stepped inside, a memory from my childhood emerged in my head. It was very vivid. I'm 7 or 8 years old. I'm at the library with my mother. While she's looking through the books I might need for my studies, I'm sitting in the corner and looking through their collection of comic books. Back then, I didn't know why they had so many, or why couldn't I take some with me. The notion of collective property was something my mind hadn't grasped yet at that age. However, back then the whole concept of property was pretty hazy to me. This memory seemed even stranger now. While I was standing in this particular camp, where they might have managed to build communism in 3 years. Soviet symbolism was all over the place and the shelves were full of related literature. Of course, I wasn't planning to read any of these. Getting acquainted with a full collection of books by Marx was the last thing on earth I would think of. Where's the librarian? I didn't spend much time looking for her. I looked closely. Is that a guy or a girl? Short hair, thick glass, rather cute face. Well, I assume that's a girl. Otherwise, bro. She was snoring so peacefully I couldn't just wake her up. I can't wait. If she doesn't wake up in half an hour, maybe then. Half an hour? You will wait half an hour? Ain't nobody got time for that. I couldn't just sit there, so I took a random book from the nearest bookshelf. Arthur Schopenhauer, The World as Well as an Representation. I opened it roughly in the middle and started reading. The life of a man with its endless upkeeps, wants and suffering is to be regarded as the explanation and paraphrase of the procreative act, i.e., example, the absolute claim of the will to live, and furthermore, it is also the reason the man owes nature his debt, and thinks with anxiety of this debt. Is this not the evidence that our existence involves guilt? At any rate, we always exist, from time to time paying with that for our birth. We always exist and alternately bear all the joy and sorrow of life, since neither of both can pass us without some effect. That is a result of our stated will to live. Thus the fear of that, which in spite of all the miseries of life holds us firmly to it, is really elusive, but just as elusive is the impulse which has attracted us into it. This attraction itself may be seen objectively as the mutual longing glance of two lovers. They are the purest expression of the will to live. In its affirmation, how gentle and tender it is. It wants happiness and quiet pleasure, and marked joys for itself, for others, for all. Someone knocked on the door. I closed the book quickly and put it back in its place. What a nice habit, knocking on the door. I should pick it up. It was Lena. Oh. Hi. I smiled. Hi, I just wanted to return the book. She had a copy of The Gone with the Wind that I saw yesterday. Oh, Xenia is sleeping. I'll come back later. I'm awake. Oh, the girl. I turned around in surprise to look at her. She eyed me closely from behind her table. What is it you wanted? I need you to check here. Give it here. She quickly signed the paper and gave it back to me. She had this look on her face that made me want to keep quiet. Lena came up to her to return her book. I thanked Xenia and went out. Finally, I got all the signatures. Now I had to go back to Olga Dmitrievna and give it to her. She was sitting in the front of her cabin reading a book. Doesn't look like a good role model for the perfect pioneer that she was planning to turn me into. I wonder if her responsibilities extended beyond giving fiery speeches at that lineup, scolding Uliana and getting involved into my morale, physical and ideological growth. Here. I offered her my checklist. She placed it in her pocket without even looking at the signatures. What? That's so carefree. Great, I could have signed it myself without going anywhere. Perfect, so did you meet our nurse? Yes. For some reason her question sent shivers down my spine. Which club have you signed up for? I didn't, I need to think first. That's a pity. It's vital for you to sign in somewhere tomorrow. Of course, sure. I think I'll sign up to the music club so I can spend time with Miku, why not? Right, it's time to go to dinner. About time, I was getting hungry. I headed to the canteen together with Olga Dmitrievna. Hopefully not another insect dinner, please. I looked at the sky and noticed that sun was already setting. On the porch stood Alisa, Electronic, Olyana and Slavia. As we came up, I heard what they were talking about. And never call me Dvache again or you get another one. I didn't call you that, you're hearing things. He did. I heard it all. You weren't even there. I was in the bushes. Come on, you guys, stop it. So it wasn't a football injury Electronic suffered earlier today. The nurse did a good job. I couldn't even see his black eye. Olga Dmitrievna came up to them and asked about the ruckus. What happened? Alisa and Cheese coughed. They didn't do anything. She shrugged with antipathy and went inside. Why, dinner time. I entered last. There weren't too many free seats. There were few free chairs near Alisa, across the canteen, but I shouldn't stop for a week or two than risk my head near her. There was also a seat near Ulyana, but I'm not into traditional Chinese whatever cross cuisine. Hey, okay. Finally a free chair near Miku. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Looks like I'll have to pick my poison. You mind if I sit here? Oh yeah, sure, no, I don't mind. It was awkward. I sat down. Look, it's buckwheat today. Do you like buckwheat? And chicken. I don't like chicken. Well, not that I don't like it. But if you ask me, what would I prefer? Say, stroganoff beef or Wagyu. No, maybe just a hamburger or a rumstick. Do you like rumstick? I'm not that picky about my food, but beef? Why not? And that's the simple truth. Oh, is that so? But the desserts, they aren't really good here. I like ice cream. Do you like ice cream? I just love 84 Kopecks and Leningradsko. Oh, sorry, I keep talking about myself. Maybe you like Eskimo better. Eskimo? As in the people? Dinner was starting to get on my nerves thanks to such company. And I'm not the kind of person that can just ignore someone who's talking to them. Even her. We're at the same table after all. I once brought a waffle cone and started eating, and then you know what? I found a screw there. A wheel screw. Can you imagine that? Or was it a ball? I don't really know. Screws are those that you tighten with screwdrivers, and bolts are those that you turn it with a wrench, yes? If there was a speed eating contest going on, I would probably be in the top 3 winners by now. Right, I'll be going. Enjoy your meal. I got up and headed outside. Miko was saying something, but her words were drowned by the crowd of loudly dining pioneers. Yeah, she's a pretty talkative one, that's for sure. I went out and sat on the stairs, waiting for my dinner to settle down a bit. I just sat there and watched night falling. Everything is so lively here during the day, kids laughing and yelling happily, fooling and running around, constant chatter, games going on, and swimming at the beach. But after dark, the camp changes entirely. The sounds of days were swapped for silence, only now and then broken by crickets chirping or a night bird. The camp was going to sleep. In every shadow you could see things, maybe a ghost, or a spirit of the forest, or a wild animal. A human being would be the last thing to expect. That is how it looked last night and now. The locals followed their routine very strictly. In the day, the camp was theirs. In the night, it belonged more to the forces of nature than to humans. Someone touched my shoulder. Oops. I looked back. It's a ghost. Oh, it's you. It was electronic. Let's go play cards. Cards? Yep, I invented a new game, a good one. Good, like how? Well, first we gotta go find the cards, then I'll tell you. Then go find them, what's the problem? Only Olga Dmitrievna has them, and she won't give them to me. Why so? Well, the last time when Olga Dmitrievna and Slavia came out onto the porch. Olga Dmitrievna, Semyon just wanted to ask you about the possibility of getting playing cards. Actually, for what purpose? We invented a new game. Not we, you did. Don't drag me along your bullshit. What game? I need the cards to show you. I don't like this. Well, if Semyon is with you, then perhaps it's okay. To be really honest, we'll go fetch them together, Olga Dmitrievna. Yeah, let's go with Slavia, why not? If you don't mind. Sure, let's go. We headed towards my cabin. Roughly halfway there, Slavia stopped. Hey, I just remembered, the cars are in my cabin. Good timing. And where's that? It's just down this road, let's go. We reached a cabin that in fact looked more like a trailer. Just wait here a minute, I'll be back. It took her just a few seconds to come back. There. She showed me a deck of pretty worn out cards. This must be marked in and out. That's unsportsmanlike. What happened to fair play? Tell me about it. It's hard to cheat when you don't know the rules. Shall we go? Let's go. On our way back, decided to try and find out about something. How long have you been here? In this camp? About a week? I see, and where did you come from? I'm from the north, so we... Okay, so it's right before the entrance ceremony. I see, okay. That is? The cold north. She looked at me and smiled. Looks like nobody in this camp is inclined to answer even for the most innocent of questions. I tried to approach from another angle. And what do you like? What do you mean? Well, your hobbies. Oh, I like nature. Man, you sound like a grandma. Strange, she's not very talkative today for some reason. Nature, I see, haha. Want to become a natural historian. More like a normal historian, I was always interested in our nation's history. That would suit her well indeed. It appeared that among all the locals, she was the only one who had nothing to hide. What if she came here just like me and simply could not trust anyone enough to tell? Oh yeah, maybe I'm not the only one who went through time and who rode that shady bus. I tried testing the waters. And why did you choose this camp? I didn't, my parents got a voucher for me from their work. Another failure. Well, if you could choose, it's nice here. I don't think I would choose some other place if I could. Here it's like you are becoming another person. That wasn't how I saw it. What do you mean, another person? It's just that there's so many possibilities. You can learn so much, meet so many new, interesting people here. Now she started to sound like our chief, which raised a red flag for me. I decided to stop with the questions for now. When we came back, Olga Dmitrievna told Slavia. I just remembered that the cards were at your place. It's okay, we got it. Good. Slavia and Olga Dmitrievna went inside. I was going to follow, but someone grabbed my hand. Alisa, what do you want? Her gaze sent a shivers down my spine. Not a nice one. You want something? I asked carefully. You're going to play this stupid game? Yeah, something wrong with that? Nope, nothing. She was turning to leave, but then slowly looked back and smiled. So you play cards? Yeah. I couldn't figure out what she wanted. So only to rack and that's it? As if you're a poker star. Well, yes, technically. Then you don't have a chance. Why? Because? So you know the rules. Of course. Well, then you have the upper hand. I couldn't see why would we go on and talking and motion towards the door. Why do you keep trying to leave? Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Let's make a bet. What do you mean? You're such a slowpoke. The cards. What else? And what do you want to bet on? That I'll win. I mean, what are we betting on? There's quite a possible outcome. I agreed calmly. So are you afraid? No, I'm not. I'm not big on bets when I don't like my chances. And you're not big on taking risks too. Such an astute observation, I'm impressed. Right, then No, you're not. What? Now what? I sighed in exhaustion. She was starting to annoy me with her rubbish talk about some pointless bet. If you won't bet with me, I'll tell everyone that you tried to seduce me. What? You heard me. I could imagine her doing this. Don't be stupid. Who's gonna believe you? I've been here less than 2 days. Besides, you're ugly. Nah, just kidding. Want to try your luck? Right. And what will happen if I win? I won't tell anyone anything. And if I lose? Slowpoke mode again. I'll tell everyone you tried to seduce me. I told you already. Then how is it fair? So you tell me now that I have to work to prove that I didn't do something when I didn't actually do it. If that's how you want to look at it. Not a simple decision. On the one hand, it was stupid to agree. I didn't know the rules and gambling wasn't my thing. On the other hand, she could really make my life hell. And again, can I even trust her? She can do it even if I win. So have you made a decision? I was going to answer, but suddenly Lena came around from behind. What? Nothing? Her face, though. Lena hurried inside. So? Fine, I guess. A real man doesn't like run away from stuff like this, alright? I may regret it 100 times. Fine, I'll do it. She smiled. But if I win? Yeah, all fair, no cheating. Alyssa turned, went up the stairs and inside the canteen. Why am I doing this? Because she can set me up regardless if she wants to. Since she decided to anyway. I let out a heavy sigh and followed her through the door. Inside everything was ready. A few pioneers stood here and there chatting. The tables were moved out of the way to make room for players and spectators. I looked around. Something was going on in the far corner. When I came closer, I saw a large piece of paper with a diagram drawn on it. My name was among the players. And who came up with all this? I patted Electronic, who was standing here near. Well, of course, it was your most humble servant. He bowed to me jokingly. This made me uncomfortable to the point of squirming. And why in the world am I among the players then? I was disappointed. A few seconds ago, I thought I still had a slim chance to evade this tournament. Then I wouldn't have to fear Alyssa's revenge for losing the bet with her. But now that hope was gone. It was pure coincidence. Yeah, right, coincidence, except that I was already acquainted with every one of the contestants. While there were a few dozen other pioneers standing in the room. I was seized by anxiety. The feeling of being watched was standing in an empty room with no windows and doors. Will there be a prize?